Okay, here's something interesting. Did you know the global market for men's skincare, it's basically set to nearly double. Yeah, double
Okay.
in size over the next like 10 years. It's a really massive shift. And today, that's what we're diving into. We've got this comprehensive market report. It's called Global Men's Skincare Market, Trends and Projections to 2033. So our mission really is to pull out the most important bits from this report. We're talking global trends, regional hotspots,
Yeah.
basically trying to get a handle on just how fast this thing is growing and, what's behind it all.
Yeah, and it's fascinating because, look, this isn't just about lotions and cleansers, right? What we're seeing here, this huge growth, it really reflects some big shifts, changes in how masculinity is viewed, um, a much bigger focus on self-care generally,
Right.
and of course the influence of, well, the internet, social media, our whole connected world, the scale of it, both culturally and economically, it's pretty remarkable.
Okay, let's unpack that then. What's the big picture
Yeah.
globally? Give us the headline numbers. What are they telling us?
All right, so globally, sales revenue was sitting at about $15.3 billion back in 2021.
15.3 billion. Okay.
Then it jumped to almost $19 billion this year, 2025. And the projection, by 2033, it's expected to hit $29.1 billion.
Wow. Okay, wait. 29 billion. That's nearly double from 2021 in just over a decade.
Exactly. Nearly doubling. It's huge. And the report points to a few sort of core reasons for this. First, there's just, well, more awareness, more acceptance around personal grooming for men. It's less of a taboo,
Right.
Then you absolutely cannot ignore social media. It's massive. Seeing routines, products, it makes it visible, even aspirational for a lot of guys.
Mm-hmm.
And third, globally, disposable incomes are on average increasing. So there's just more money for people to spend on things like this. And it's a wide range of products too, not just shaving cream anymore. We're talking facial cleansers, moisturizers, anti-aging stuff, sunscreens, even, specialty grooming items.
Okay, so sales are just exploding everywhere. But like geographically, where's this growth really concentrated? Which regions are pushing this forward the most?
Right, good question. If we look at the regional breakdown, the clear leader, the real powerhouse, is Asia Pacific.
Asia Pacific, okay.
Yeah, this region generated just under $5 billion back in 2021, and it's projected to nearly double that, getting close to $10 billion by 2033. It's a major, major force.
10 billion. Just in Asia Pacific. That's incredible. So within that region, which countries are really, the engines of this growth?
Absolutely. And this is where it gets really interesting. You see just explosive growth in, say, China. China went from about 1.4 billion in 2021, projected to hit nearly 3 billion by 2033.
Wow.
India, similar story, around 1.06 billion in 2021, aiming for over 2.2 billion by 2033. And, it's not just sheer population size driving this, it's a rapidly growing middle class, plus the huge cultural influence of K-beauty trends coming out of South Korea.
Oh, right, the K-beauty effect.
Exactly. And South Korea itself is growing steadily, projected to reach almost 900 million by 2033. But we also see really strong, consistent growth in places like Japan. That's heading towards 1.5 billion. Australia approaching 800 million. And right across Southeast Asia, too, it really shows a broad, deep acceptance and expansion of men's skincare across that whole part of the world. Even smaller markets like Singapore and Taiwan are showing solid upward trends.
Okay, so that's Asia Pacific booming. Let's shift gears. What about Europe? Are we seeing a similar kind of explosion there, or maybe different reasons driving it?
Europe is definitely another really significant market, very important. It accounted for just over $4.1 billion back in 2021.
Okay.
And the projection there is to reach almost $7.8 billion by 2033.
So still huge growth, even if maybe the rate isn't quite as high as Asia Pacific.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The market in Europe is perhaps a bit more, let's say, established, but it's still growing very strongly. And if you dig into the key countries, Germany stands out. It's expected to grow from around 735 million to over 1.4 billion. A big jump.
Over $1 billion there, too.
Yeah. And the UK and France, both projected to cross that billion-dollar mark as well. We're seeing strong demand across the board, really. Italy, Spain, even the Nordic countries like Sweden and Denmark show significant growth. And the drivers, well, similar in some ways, social media, yes, but also maybe a stronger push towards holistic wellness and just wider availability of really high-quality products. It's becoming more mainstream.
Okay, interesting. Established markets still growing strong. So now let's bring it over to North America, our neck of the woods.
Aye.
Are we seeing similar patterns here, Or is the market maybe developing a bit differently?
North America is definitely a major player,
Yeah.
generated about $3.4 billion in 2021,
Right.
and it's projected to reach nearly $6.3 billion by 2033.
6.3 billion. Okay.
And within North America, the U.S. is, well, it's the dominant force.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It accounts for the vast majority of that figure. The U.S. alone is projected to hit almost $5 billion by 2033.
5 billion just in the US.
Yeah. But Canada and Mexico are also seeing healthy growth. Canada is expected to almost double its market size, getting close to $1 billion itself. Mexico's growing too, heading towards maybe 380 million or so. And here, I think the drivers are maybe a mix. You've got celebrity endorsements playing a role, the rise of all these direct-to-consumer brands you see online.
Right, those subscription boxes and things.
Yeah, exactly. And just a general kind of destigmatization. It's becoming more normal, less of a big deal for guys to have a skincare routine.
Okay. So that covers the big three regions. What about other parts of the world? You mentioned broadening the view. Let's talk South America first. What's happening there?
Right. South America, it's another region showing really promising growth. It reached almost 1.45 billion back in 2021. And the projection, over 2.8 billion by 2033. So again, almost doubling.
That is strong growth for South America. Which countries are leading the charge there? Is there anything sort of unique about their market?
Brazil is the leader in the region by far. It's set to reach nearly $1.2 billion by 2033. That's a significant chunk.
Okay, Brazil's the big one.
Yeah. But countries like Argentina and Colombia are also really important contributors. Both of them are projected to more than double their market size from 2021 levels. Argentina heading towards 600 million, Colombia over 400 million, and Peru and Chile show solid growth too.
Yeah.
What's driving it? Well, similar themes again, that growing middle class is key. But also, in many South American cultures, there's historically been quite a strong emphasis on appearance, on personal presentation, and hygiene.
Ah, interesting point.
Yeah, so maybe the shift is less about starting grooming and more about moving from just basic hygiene to more, specialized skincare products.
Got it. Okay. How about the Middle East? Similar story there. Increased income driving things.
Absolutely. The Middle East is another interesting growth area. The market there hit around $900 million in 2021, and it's forecasted to reach over $1.7 billion by 2033. So again, almost doubling.
Okay. And who are the main players?
Saudi Arabia is the largest market, projected to hit over $500 million. Turkey is significant too, aiming for around $400 million. And the UAE is right up there as well, expected to pass $300 million. Egypt and Qatar also show considerable market size and growth potential. And yes, you're right, high disposable incomes in many parts of the region are a big factor. Combine that with, again, a cultural emphasis on personal presentation, and you see a really strong market, especially for luxury and premium skincare brands.
Right. The high-end stuff does well there. Okay. And finally, then, let's turn to Africa. What's the picture for men's skincare across that continent?
Okay, Africa. The market generated just over $500 million in 2021.
500 million.
And it's expected to increase, but maybe more modestly than other regions. The projection for 2033 is around $580 million.
Okay, so growth, but not that near doubling we saw elsewhere.
Exactly. Nigeria and South Africa are the two largest markets by a fair margin. They account for most of the sales. Nigeria projected around $250 million, South Africa maybe $237 million by 2033. The rest of Africa category is comparatively smaller. So if you connect this to that bigger picture we've been painting, yes, there's growth, but the rate is slower compared to Asia, Europe, the Americas, even the Middle East.
And that does raise some interesting questions, doesn't it? Is it about market maturity, maybe challenges with distribution infrastructure, or perhaps just different consumer priorities right now?
Yeah, it could point to maybe significant untapped potential down the line.
Potentially. It's definitely a region to watch, even if the current projections are more moderate. Wow. Okay, that was a really fascinating deep dive, seriously. From that huge global explosion we talked about at the start, seeing those massive surges in Asia Pacific and Europe, it's crystal clear this isn't just some small niche trend anymore, is it? It's a real accelerating shift in the market.
Oh, absolutely. The numbers, they just paint such a compelling picture, don't they? It shows a market segment that's just evolving so rapidly. And it's driven by these big cultural shifts, more personal awareness happening right across continents. It really demonstrates how personal care is becoming, well, universal. It's moving beyond traditional gender ideas and borders.
So thinking about all this, What does it mean for you listening right now? As a consumer, maybe just someone observing trends or wanting to stay informed. What's the kind of key takeaway from seeing all these numbers and understanding the forces at play?
Yeah, I think it really leaves you with a big question to chew on, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You see this massive growth happening globally in men's skincare. So what comes next as we head towards 2033? What other shifts in male consumer behavior are we going to see? Or, how will society's perceptions of masculinity continue to evolve alongside this? Will we see completely new types of products emerge? Maybe a total redefinition of what male grooming even means? It's definitely something to think about.
Welcome back to another deep dive. Today, we're jumping into a world that's really seen some pretty surprising shifts lately.
Mm.
Men's skincare. I mean, it's gone way beyond just, you know, a bar of soap or maybe some aftershave. It feels much more complex now, culturally significant even. What do you think is really like behind all this change?
It really is fascinating, isn't it? So our mission today basically is to cut through all the marketing noise and show you how cultural evolution, these scientific leaps, and the whole digital revolution are just completely changing the game for how men approach personal care. We're going to, unpack the main forces driving this boom, look at the hurdles that are still there, and then get into the really exciting trends shaping what's next.
Okay, so let's start with those drivers then. One of the biggest seems to be just this huge shift in, well, what society thinks is okay for guys. Something that used to be pretty niche, maybe even a bit taboo. It feels way more mainstream now. How did we get here?
That's spot on. And a massive part of that is, well, the influence of global icons. You see someone like Lionel Messi doing campaigns for L'Oreal Men Expert, right? Or just the immense global reach of a group like BTS with VT Cosmetics. It fundamentally changes the picture of masculinity. Self-care starts looking, aspirational, not something you hide. It signals a big shift in what being a man in the public eye can look like.
Yeah, that makes sense. It normalizes it.
Exactly. And building on that, social media has just been explosive. Platforms are talking about a 320% spike in stuff related to male skincare since 2020. Gen Z especially, they're all over it. They're watching video tutorials, reading product reviews, guiding their whole routine. And the result, it's a totally different behavior. Guys who maybe just used a cleanser before, now they're confidently using multi-step routines. There's a new comfort, even a kind of pride in looking after your skin that just, wasn't really there a decade ago.
It's pretty amazing to see that shift. But okay, it's not just about feeling okay doing it, right? What about the products? Is the science actually getting personal for men's skin?
Oh, absolutely. The science is driving formulations that are genuinely designed for men. See, researchers know there are key biological differences. Male skin typically has greater collagen density, produces more oil. So the needs for hydration, oil control, they're just different than for female skin.
Right.
So brands are hitting that target. You get things like anti-aging creams designed to work with a beard, not against it, or aftershaves that are alcohol-free but have these really effective healing compounds like bisabolol. It's a natural anti-inflammatory, great for soothing irritation.
Visible.
Yeah. And all this precision, it's fueling this demand for clinical grade stuff. You've got something like 42% of dermatologists saying they're seeing more men coming in asking about prescription strength skincare.
Wow, 42%. That's significant. So we've got the culture changing, the science getting specific. What about just, buying the stuff?
Yeah.
How has the shopping experience changed? The whole digital side must be huge.
Oh, transformative is the word. Online platforms, they just wiped away so much of the maybe hesitation guys felt before. You've got algorithms suggesting products tailored just for you, smart bundles putting things together, even augmented reality try-on tools. It makes shopping incredibly smooth.
Virtual try-on, huh?
Yeah, and subscription models, they're massive now. Over half of online sales because they just nail that convenience factor men often prefer. But what's really interesting is the impact in, say, emerging markets. Mobile shopping has just unlocked whole new groups of customers, bypassing any, lingering awkwardness about buying the stuff in a physical store.
Okay, so it sounds like incredible momentum, loads of innovation. But it can't all be smooth sailing, right? Despite the progress, there must still be challenges. What are the main barriers, the sort of cultural hang-ups still out there?
You're absolutely right. Those cultural barriers, they're persistent, especially among older guys, you still see surveys showing over 60% of men over 45 kind of associate skincare mainly with femininity.
Still, wow.
Yeah. And in more conservative places, parts of Asia, Latin America, traditional gender ideas definitely still slow things down. But what's really telling, I think, is that almost 40% of younger users, they still admit to hiding their skincare habits from friends or family, like it's some kind of secret.
That's fascinating. So even with more acceptance, there's still that friction underneath.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It shows there's still some social static there, even if it's getting better overall.
And then there's just the sheer amount of stuff out there. It feels like that classic paradox of choice, right? Too many options leading to, well, confusion.
It really is. The number of different men's skincare products, this SKUs, it's just exploded, up something like 220% since 2015.
220%.
Yeah. But instead of making it easier, it often just leads to decision fatigue. Guys new to it, they often don't know, like, what order to use things in or what products even work together.
Right, you end up just guessing.
Exactly. And that leads to frustration, people using things inconsistently. And the data backs it up. Over half of first-time buyers apparently just give up on their routine, which, isn't great for brand loyalty.
No, definitely not. And okay, beyond the confusion, what about the money side? The value perception. Do a lot of men still see skincare as, I don't know, a nice to have rather than essential? That seems like a tricky thing for brands.
It really is. Male consumers, on average, are almost 30% more price sensitive than female consumers in this area. They often do view skincare as non-essential, so you see the split. Budget buyers might trade down to cheaper options, while the guys really into it might seek out the higher-end stuff.
Interesting dynamic.
It really highlights this tension, doesn't it? For many women, skincare is tied up with self-care, investment in themselves. For a lot of men, it's still weighed against, more practical purchases. It hints at that deeper cultural idea about what's essential spending for men, and then to make it worse, sometimes the cheaper mass market stuff, it just doesn't have strong enough ingredients to make a visible difference, and that unfortunately just erodes trust in the whole category.
Okay, so definitely some hurdles. But the industry isn't just sitting back, right? They're clearly innovating. Let's shift gears to the exciting stuff. How are companies tackling these challenges? What's pointing towards future growth?
Right. One of the really smart things happening is this hybridization trend, blending grooming and skincare. So you get new products doing double duty, like a two-in-one cleanser that's also good for shaving prep, or a moisturizer that also has ingredients to help stimulate beard growth.
Simplifying things.
Exactly. It cuts down the steps, makes it more efficient, which really clicks with what a lot of men want. And the forecasts are pretty bullish. They think these hybrid products could be like over a third of the whole market by 2027.
A third? That's huge. And what about tech? You mentioned AR try-ons. But is technology playing a bigger role in making it less confusing and, well, more effective?
Definitely. Precision skincare tech is really starting to make waves. Think about tools like Nivea has these at-home skin analyzers, or L'Oreal's Perso device, which is AI-powered. These things give you recommendations based on your actual skin data. They can even dispense personalized product doses.
Wow.
Yeah, it lowers that barrier to entry, makes it less intimidating, and crucially, they deliver results you can actually see or measure. Those two things, ease and results, really resonate with male buyers who often want proof it's working.
Makes sense. Okay, and one last big area. Sustainability. It's everywhere now. How is that factoring into men's skincare? Is it just talk, or is it actually influencing what guys buy?
It's becoming a really big deal, and interestingly, it's often linked to performance. Younger guys especially, they increasingly see eco-friendly as meaning higher quality. It's part of a, modern holistic view of well-being.
So it's not just about saving the planet, it's about a better product.
Kind of, yeah. So these innovations like waterless skincare or biodegradable exfoliants, plastic-free packaging, they're not just green features anymore. They're becoming expected parts of a premium, effective product. And the numbers are quite striking. Nearly 70% of men under 35 say they'll pay more for sustainable products. But, and this is key, as long as those eco-claims come with real, tangible performance benefits.
So it has to work well and be sustainable.
Exactly. It's not about greenwashing, just saying you're eco-friendly. It has to deliver results. The sustainability needs to be backed by genuine efficacy.
Well, it's certainly clear that men's skincare isn't some niche corner anymore. It's a really dynamic, rapidly maturing space. This whole deep dive shows just how much it's being shaped by these big cultural shifts, amazing tech, and, just changing ideas about masculinity itself. Really makes you think, doesn't it? What other sort of taboo areas around self-care might be slowly dissolving too?
Absolutely. And maybe as you think about all this, consider what this evolution tells us, not just about skincare, right? But about bigger shifts in gender norms, how we all behave as consumers, and this growing embrace of personal well-being generally. Maybe notice these trends in your own life or in the people around you. It's definitely something to keep an eye on.